Okay guys, so part 3, been working on this for like 2.5, 3 weeks, trying to juggle, English here, trying to juggle college work, trying to juggle my job, bettering my physical condition and streaming, on top of trying to make this and other videos, which don't worry guys, I will be making a comeback soon. Just this video has taken forever because of everything I'm trying to balance out, so please understand and please be patient during content droughts like this. I beg of you, please be patient and don't come for my head. So anyways, without taking up too much of y'all's time with this intro segment, we're going straight back into Dark Viper AU's idiocy. Let's go.
How do I feel about these heists? Nothing in this Doomsday heist has been particularly good. The KO Perico heist is the only heist that I can remember doing that's actually good. And that took them 8 years to make, to produce a heist that's actually good. KO Perico is so bad. There are a lot of things in it that are really bad.
Alright, let me ask you guys a question. Those of you who played GTA, any of you guys remember, your first time doing the Fleesa heist or the Prison Break, Pacific Standard, all the good OG heists? Do you guys remember those? Because I do. They were really fun. The general opinion with the community is those heists were all really fun. Doomsday Heist was really fun. It was insanely fun at times. Yes, it had its issues. Everyone agrees. Same thing with the Casino Heist. It was really, really good. And again, it had its own issues too. But you can't just say, oh, Cayo Perico's the only heist worth doing. If you're trying to just get money, then yeah, sure. But most people aren't just trying to get money, they're trying to have fun. So if you're trying to have fun, why not do something fun instead of something grindy? Like, what? Moving on.
We won't have to rob the Union Depository. They'll give us a key. Come into planning with your crew when you're ready, and let's get it done.
Wait, is that implying that they didn't rob the Union Depository? Is that implying that this is still before? But I thought the game had moved past single player. Doomsday was the tipping point. Oh, so after Doomsday, then online's after. Right, gotcha.
Not entirely sure why that was relevant, Mr. Dark Viper AU. Not entirely sure why. And don't get me wrong, I get why some people pay attention to the storyline, they care about it, but it's Grand Theft Auto. The story ain't too deep. It's not a lore-heavy game. Like The Last of Us or Resident Evil or something. It's not a super lore-heavy game. So, really, why do you care so much about the lore, about this takes place and when it takes place? Why care? It's not that big of a deal. It's really not. You complain over the most trivial BS and expect everyone to take you seriously. Don't worry guys. I'm hoping to get to this part in this, or get to the segment in this part of the expose, because there's a long tangent he goes on, and it's stupid, and it's pointless. So, let's get straight into it.
And as for KO Perico not being that good, you gotta understand that with the mechanics of GT Online, you can never have something that's actually good. But given what GT Online is, I think KO Perico is probably the best of what you can produce. It was an entirely new area, had some somewhat interesting characters at least, had some at least ties in with the single player, the far more interesting story. You can never have a good game where you're running around doing this with snacks and armor. The basic mechanics will never make it ever be good. And certainly, because all the damage was based around your ability to do 20 inputs and use your inventory, enemies could just one-shot you from full HP.
I thought copying other games was bad. So why do you want Rockstar to copy something, I don't know. Last part of this expose video, there was a clip where he talked about, imagine if you had to do all these inputs in Diablo. He says it at some point in his video. So you want the mechanics of GTA to work like the mechanics of a game that it's not. Why? Why should we have to have a Grand Theft Auto game with mechanics from a completely different franchise? can GTA not be GTA? Is that such a big deal? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Rockstar apologist, but I mean, this is petty. This is very, very petty. Right? You can, on PC, right? It's even more hypocritical because on PC, there are, I believe there's mods where you can change your keybinds. I believe there are ways to change your keybinds without using mods for GTA Online. Someone who plays on PC, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I mean, I know for most games you can change your keybinds, but maybe GTA is just built different. Who knows?
Oh, I'm in a public bloody lobby. Of course I'm gonna get kicked. God damn it. I forget that every time I finish a bloody heist, it puts me in a public lobby. God damn it. Just go back in, it's fine. And like, there's a lot of stuff in Cayo Perico that, I mean, you gotta think, what were the devs thinking? Like, when that you run into enemies and you bounce off them with your car. Like, how does that happen? The only good thing in GTA Online is the story and that's it? Is it though? There's not really much story, as far as I'm aware.
So we're gonna dissect this in two parts. The beginning part where he got kicked from the public lobby. Well, you're a big content creator, you were live at the time. Of course someone is going to troll you, it's a public lobby. And yeah, I get it. It's stupid how they put you in public lobbies. I agree. However, there are ways that you yourself can prevent that from happening. There are mod menus with protections. You can use a VPN, which you said, in order to safely play the game, I'm gonna use a method that I can't go into in this video. Yeah, it's a VPN, by the way. Most people know that it's a VPN that you have to use. And for the second part about, there's not much of a story. You're also right, there's not much of a story with GTA Online. It's not a story-driven game. It's not The Last of Us. It's not Resident Evil. It's, you know, it's not a Telltale game. Right? It's not super story-driven. Just, like, play the game and have fun and enjoy it. And if you don't have fun, why are you streaming it? If you do not enjoy the game, don't play it, and don't drag everyone else down because of it.
Become a CEO again. Hire associates again. Oh, that's right, I need body armor and snacks. Of course, body armor isn't in my facility, so I have to go all the way to ammunition. Of course, I can, at any point in time, get ammo out of my ass for any weapon I desire, but armor, that's specialty stuff, dude. You can't get that out of your ass. Tedium, for no purpose. But don't worry, guys, a higher up specifically said no armor from your fucking receptionist, alright? Yes, facility is ready to fight the doomsday, the end of the world, but there's no armor.
Bro, boo-hoo. You were just complaining about this earlier in your video, right? You were just complaining about this earlier in your video. But yeah, and keep in mind, this is the same stream too, I'm pretty sure. So, if you were complaining about it on your stream earlier, why didn't you remember? Oh yeah, before we get back to the facility, let's swing by ammunition, grab some armor real quick, you know. Which I think it's stupid that you can't buy it from your inventory. Yeah, I think that's kind of dumb. But at the same time, you yourself acknowledged that earlier in your stream. Acknowledged that you have to go to ammunition to get your body armor. And then complained that it's not in your facility. Sorry that Rockstar can't cater for literally every player's wants and needs. Because at the end of the day, they have to go with what would benefit the majority. And don't get me wrong, armor in the facility would benefit the majority. Absolutely. But here's the problem with that. People teleport to their facility when they start a fight in free mode and they're getting beat. They just warp to their facility and they'll either orbital strike you or they'll send a strike team after you. Had that happen to me many times. Do you want them to go there and get armor now too? So they can go there, orb strike you, send mercenaries after you, and have full armor. Then they can just go back to you and start fighting you again when you have no armor. Is that what you want? Because it sure sounds like it.
You can insta-teleport anywhere, by the way, using jobs, but then why not just make a teleport button? If there's some convoluted, non-obvious way to teleport around the map that only experienced people can know, why not just make a teleport button? It's a glitch, but then why not just have a teleport button? One of the things that's bothered me most about playing GTA Online is when I start playing, nothing is obvious, and people in chat are like, look man, you gotta disconnect your network port and you router this thing here to give yourself this particular lobby, and then you can use these particular jobs to teleport yourself from this location. It's like, why leave these loopholes in? If anyone experienced will come to know them, why not just put the features in normally? If people hate certain aspects of your game so much that they go to this much lengths to get around them, why not just not put them in the game? If you recognize that parts of missions are so bad that people will pay to skip them, why add them into the game?
Okay, so Dark Viper, you complain about people griefing you in free mode, right? Imagine this. There's a teleport button to any job icon on the map, to any property you own, to any icon on the map, you can just teleport to it. Imagine how much worse it's going to be for everyone if that's what happens. If everyone can just teleport away, these tryhards and griefers, they're not going to care. They're going to simply say, oh, I can just start a fight, teleport away, teleport back, and then kill them after buying rockets when I teleported away. That's exactly what would happen, dude. They'd call in vehicles and go teleport to them. You can't tell me that that's... You can't tell me that's a good thing. That would be a detriment to everyone's experience, dude. I mean, come on. Realize that. Stop being selfish.
The level of counterintuitiveness of this game is insane. Rockstar shouldn't have relied upon, like, friends of players to help people understand. It should be explained. It should be obvious. I have to drive all that again. Not only that, because it doesn't put me back in the place that I was, I have to go to another whole new session. More loading screens. Why not just load me into the same session, in my base where I started? Why make this doubly painful? Don't get me wrong, I would love to play online a lot. Like, if death matches and races were like an easily accessible thing, like CSGO, Fortnite, Apex Legends, like if GTA Online was in that kind of vein, where you can just hop in with a bunch of people and just shoot things to shit, fuck man, but I play online so much. My dream is to have the combination of Mario Party and GTA Online's minigames. So all it would be is you compete to see who wins the most minigames as you move along a board, and you spend money to buy, I don't know, drugs or some shit. And at the end, the person with the most drugs and money wins. That would be my dream. GTA mechanics and minigames, and that's it. Remove this open world bullshit that no one really enjoys and that people like actively work to mod the game to avoid. Just the raw, fun deathmatch race minigame, even heist things, and just chosen from a menu. This entire online world here is complete bullshit. It makes the game entirely intolerable. Makes the loading worse, the FPS works, makes everything about it worse. This interconnected bullshit was a dumb decision. And because you get kicked between so many different sessions, you can't even meet and get to know people. Like when you go somewhere and then leave again, you don't even go back to the same session with the same people. It gives you new people. There's no actual social element here. It's dumb. Like, you gotta understand, like, there was like a dozen people in that lobby. Like, MMOs have had like 100 people lobbies, 200, 300 people lobbies for, you know, decades. This game can accommodate like a dozen people in a world that is really, really fucking large, right? At best, the open world stuff turns into a very inefficient deathmatch. So rather than being in a deathmatch and like having a leaderboard and shit, you end up just like, you die here, you respawn over here, and you run back and you die again, and that's about all that you get in the open world. A very inefficient deathmatch. That's it. All the loading issues, all the session issues, all the FPS issues, all the glitches, all that to have an open world shitty deathmatch occasionally in a world far too big for the amount of people that are put in each session. It is dumb. And what's worse is anyone could have told anyone at Rockstar that it was a dumb idea. No one in 2013 was looking at this, yeah, this is gonna work out with no fucking servers. GTA Online's success is not a testament to how good GTA Online is, it's how little competition there is in this space and how amazing GTA 5 was. I would argue still is. If GTA Online had competition, we'd already have GTA 6, definitely, 100%. Who's gonna beat them? No, who's gonna want to take them on? Who is gonna invest hundreds of millions of dollars to compete with GTA Online, the monolith that it already is? No one wants to try, and I understand why.
Alright guys, here's exactly what I meant when I said he's selfish. That whole long segment there is him saying why he thinks that the free mode shouldn't be in GTA Online. Why he thinks it shouldn't be there. How he wants the game to play out. How it should play out for everyone else. He thinks his opinion is the end-all be-all. I love the open world. I like just driving around in GTA Online. You can't just do that in a race or in a TDM. You can't do that. I like the free mode. A lot of the team deathmatches and stuff in the LTSs, all the base game stuff takes place within the map. So it would be counterintuitive for them to take it out. You're a hypocrite for that, Dark Viper. You're actually a hypocrite. Telling them they should take out what made GTA popular in the first place. And then saying it's not good because there's just no competition. That's also a stupid take. And I'm sure the entirety of the GTA community disagrees with you, because the people who actually want to play deathmatches and races and last team standings, they already do that. People who want to play the missions and the game modes, they already do it. They don't complain, and they don't encourage Rockstar to ruin it for everyone else. So how about you get off your high horse and realize you're not the main character. You don't get the final say. Rockstar gets the final say. When are you going to understand that?
Like, 5M isn't a true alternative, because if it ever got to the point where it was so successful to compete with GT Online, then Take-Two would just be like, litigation. I'm gonna sue you. Fuck off. Every time any aspect of Take-Two Rockstar is like, yeah, you can do it. You can do whatever you want with this thing. Like, they'll immediately turn around at the drop of a hat and say, nah, fuck off, the second it's in their interest to do so. You can't trust them. In the same way they've taken down all the fan remasters of the earlier games just recently. And of course, people will pretend like, oh man, but Rockstar is such a good company, bruh. Sure, they've been an integral part of Take-Two for over 20 years, but Rockstar is still just like the darling of the gaming community. It's all mean, evil Take-Two, as if Rockstar, a company, wouldn't act equally as scummy, right? You're in on my screen, but it still says you're joining on mine. I'll try. Ah, it says you left. Okay, or player leaving, okay.
You're leaving out one crucial part, Dark Viper. Take-Two already has tried to go after the creator of 5M, and they were able to prove that it was within their right to do so. It was legal. They were able to prove it. Do you guys remember when they literally sent private security to this guy's house because they wanted to take down 5M? Do you guys remember this? They sent private security. They sent private investigators to this guy's house because they made a better product using their source code. That's exactly what happened. And what happened recently? Rockstar bought him out. Which, okay, he's probably rich now. But at the same time, you know, now Rockstar owns, like, the only good alternative for our community. So, do with that as you will. Do with that information as you will, Dark Viper, but you're flat out wrong about that one.
Realistically, Rockstar is a bit better than Activision. We'll never know. Because anytime that Rockstar needs to do something a little bit underhanded and a little bit scummy, they can just be like, Daddy Take-Two, can you do this, please? Alright? You don't have that level of integration for multiple decades and maintain yourself a separate company culture. It's just impossible. People who work at different aspects of Take-Two will work at Rockstar, and Rockstar at different aspects of Rockstar will then work at Take-Two. Like, people complain so much about, oh man, Activision merging with Blizzard, man, destroyed Blizzard, dude. Like, it destroyed their company culture. When it comes to Rockstar, they're like, oh man, it's so cool that Rockstar, after multiple decades of being with Take-Two, has managed to maintain themselves separate. Like, you're delusional. Delusional people.
Okay, then riddle me this, Mr. Dark Viper AU. Why does the community, like the gaming community in general, why do they hate Activision? Why do they hate EA? Rockstar's no different. Tons of people dislike Rockstar. We can like a product and not like the developers. I love Paladins. I don't love the developers. There is a massive issue that's been going on with ranked in Paladins, where you can win a match, you can steamroll them, right? You can 4-0 the enemies, and you go down a whole rank. You don't even lose MMR, no, you go down a whole rank. That happened to me the other day. So, we can like a product and not like the developers behind it. Absolutely. And no one is out here white knighting for Rockstar. I'm not. I know people who see this and agree with me aren't white knighting for Rockstar. Like, sitting here and complaining and saying that things people enjoy shouldn't be in the game helps nobody. It hurts everyone.